Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we're going to have a look at some alternative Orc stuff. So, we've already had a look at some alternative Aspect Warriors for Eldar. Today we're going to take a look at some alternative stuff for Orcs. We've got things from Cromlech and from RTLW, and to be honest, these two sites I think might be some of the best when it comes to Orc parts and just Orc models as a whole. Well, what we're looking at right now is the Juggernaut Mecha Armour Squad from Cromlech. Now, one of my big issues with Orcs is that the guys in Mega Armour don't look great. The Mega Armour looks both too primitive and too clean at the same time. It's not rugged enough. It's more boxy than it should be. It doesn't look scrap enough. Whereas the Cromlech stuff really does look like it was cobbled together from scrap, which is what I like so much about it. Now, it is a bit of an acquired taste in some respects, like the heads I'm not too sure I'm a fan of. I don't know, they don't quite do it for me, the heads from Cromlech, but the armour itself really does, like all the different variations of it. So, you got the ones with the weapon on one, like the ranged weapon on one side, close combat on the other. But the alternative is that you have them with just massive buzzsaws. When they come with these heads, the more mechanical ones, the ones that are like covering the orc's face, I much prefer that particular look. I feel like that finishes it off a bit more nicely for me. As you can see, it looks so much more ramshackle, and as though it's from like bits of metal that have just been like ripped off and filed down and hammered on. They look so much more cobbled together than the actual mega armored knobs that we have from Games Workshop, which is one of those things that has just bugged me for ages. And yes, it's true, you can just buy a bunch of the Ambots. That works too. But again, if you're going for that more ramshackle thrown together look, these are good. I can't speak to the quality of the casting for Cromlech, because as of yet I've not actually had anything from them. I do have some stuff that I ordered from on the way as I record this video, but I haven't received it yet, so I can't speak as to the overall quality of the model when it arrives. Just that I've seen quite a few people using these, and I think for good reason, because they do look good. There's also the Orc War Chief in Juggernaut Mecha armour, who looks massive. Absolutely massive, in fact, which I really like. I mean, let's face it, it's Ghazghkull. It's Ghazghkull, but bigger, more ramshackle, with a slightly different head. Again, I prefer a different head to the one that's currently on that one, but that's obviously one of those subjective things where you might look at the heads and go, oh no, those look great. Personally, I prefer the Games Workshop style of head, but as you can see, it does come with a mechanical head as well, so you don't have to use it. But yeah, there is something about their mecha armor that I think just hits the spot nicely for Orc stuff. It just does have that extra level of detail, I feel like, that is maybe missing from the Games Workshop ones a bit. And there is a vast array of... Shut up. There's a vast array. It didn't say anything. I just clicked and said shut up anyway. There's a vast array of just things to stick on your orcs. Mechanical torsos, there's mechanical heads, like close combat weapons, legs, a whole bunch of different heads, as you can see. It's like it depends on what you're after. I personally, as I say, not sure about the heads, but I do like things like the clanking destroyer heads, and the great coat bodies are fantastic. If you wanted to do a bit more kind of feral orcs, then there are like naked torsos and stuff. The weapons, the gas masks are fantastic. Yeah, there's such a good spread of stuff from Cromlech to convert orc armies, complete with making them look fat and everything. They've got a really, really, really good selection for this stuff, and all of this stuff will fit onto the Games Workshop stuff anyway. So the armoured orc heads, I do quite like those. So yeah, it just depends entirely on what you're looking for, really. But there is pretty much something here, no matter what you want to do, including being able to buy, the Mecha armour stuff separately, which is always helpful. So, maybe the Cromlech stuff is good, but it's not quite what you're looking for and you want something a little bit different. Maybe you want maybe you want Captain Bloodclaw. So moving over to RTLW again, which it's hard to ignore this site because they seem to just outright do things that I like constantly, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, Captain Bloodclaw looks absolutely... it's so good. The fact that his power claw is shaped like a parrot's beak, I think is a beautiful touch. So well done. The inclusion of a treasure chest, obviously excellent. And having a squig that has a beak, again, I really, really like. They very much get orcs, both of them do, RTLW and Cromlech, both just get orcs in a really good way, and so you end up with fantastic models like this, that, look absolutely great. There is also, is this the one I think it is? Yes, yeah, so, commandos are one of the most fun things that orcs have access to, like just story-wise, concept-wise, it's so good. I have to say that Games Workshop, if they do more commandos for orcs, will honestly be hard-pressed to beat this third-party site's attempt at it. Because it just feels perfect to me, this does. It's got such a good mix of sneaky and inaction, and it's just such a good mix of different poses and attitudes. The detail on them is really, really good. Yeah, I think it's my favourite Orc Commando squad, just that I've seen flat out. I've seen a painted version of this. I did try and find the picture of it, but I couldn't. And it just looks so good. So good. Yeah, it's difficult not to fall in love with those models, to be fair. And of course, if you want something a little bit larger, a little bit bigger, if Ghazghkull looked like that, I would be super happy. I would be very happy. I would be chuffed if the level of detail was that good. Maybe not with the gun on top, with the grot firing it. I maybe wouldn't go for that personally, but there is an unmistakable attitude of you are about to get murdered to this that I really, really like. Again, it's that thing of the armor looking a bit more ramshackle, a bit more damaged, a bit more chipped. It looks a bit more cobbled together than I think even Ghazghkull's, to be fair. There's just that extra layer of orc madness in the construction of it that just adds so much in terms of personality, which is something that both Cromlech and Artel do really, really well. And the final thing that I really like is this. So this is Morgoth the Most Cunning, and it's an actual Orc Sniper, and I'm just going to leave that statement where it is. That's why I like it. That's literally it. I have ordered this model. I've actually ordered this just because it's an Orc Sniper. I don't have any Orcs. I don't need any Orcs. I'm not planning to start Orcs. I have no intention of building an Orc army anytime soon. But I want an Orc Sniper with an actual proper sniper rifle. And that's it. That's the only reason I bought it. I've got no use for it whatsoever. I'm going to paint it and go, nice. And then probably never use it in any capacity. But I don't care, because look at it. And as you can see from the picture on the back, behind that one, he does come with another head option and another weapon option. But why would you not just have that as is? As you can see from the picture, you can see that this is a picture of the actual resin model. They could have done a little bit more cleanup here and there, but that's essentially what to expect when you get it. In my experience, anyway, RTLW have been really good for quality, just very fiddly in places, as a word of warning. So yeah, that is some third-party Orc stuff that I really, really like, that you might also like. As with the last video, I've not been approached by either RTLW or Cromlech to do this. This is just stuff that I like, that I think works really well, that is good as a stand-in / proxy / replacement for Games Workshop stuff, should the fancy take you for something different to what Games Workshop offers. These are good alternatives. And as I say, I can speak to the quality of one, can't speak to the quality of the other yet, but I will be able to give you an update on that when the thing arrives. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think of all of those in the comments down below. As always, if you have any information on like personal preference stuff for other manufacturers, like other third-party sites that do Orc stuff, then by all means let people know in the comments, point them in the right direction, link them to the things that you use, that you enjoy the most, and just share the love a bit. Feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click it if you don't want to. And there's an affiliate link in the description for Games Workshop. 4 Element Games. My brain's melting. You know what it does. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to not do the spiel. I'm just going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo.